Unit 7 asks you to create a pie chart based off the budget you created for Unit 6. So let's get started. Now that you've entered all your data in your budget and analyzed your data, it's time to take a look at it visually. So what we're going to do this week is create a exploded pie chart, put it on a new worksheet, and add data labels to it. So let's get started. First, we want to add all the monthly expenses, all the way from your first monthly expense. In this example, I'm using electric all the way down to medical. So I click and I drag and highlight it all the way down. Now I'm going to press the control key on my keyboard, hold that down, and come over here and grab my annual totals for my expenses. So I'm going to click here at the 2,324 and drag all the way down to 125. I'm going to release my control key and my mouse. So now I have electric down to medical highlighted and 2,324 down to 1,195. That is called highlighting non-adjacent cells, cells which are not next to each other. And then you simply click on Insert, select Pie, select the exploded pie chart, and you'll see it comes up with all the pieces of the pie associated with your your monthly expenses. Now, let me get rid of that chart, and let me show you what would happen if you accidentally selected the title here, monthly expenses, along with your electric all the way through medical. I can hold down the control key on my keyboard and grab my annual totals over here. I'll select Insert, and I'll select Pie, exploded pie chart. It's going to come back with just the data here from your monthly expenses. That's because you grabbed a cell that was just above electric, but it has nothing associated with it over here in the column N. So that if you see that, you know you've selected a cell, one too many cells in one of the areas. So let me go ahead and delete this. And now I'm going to click and drag from my first expense down to my last expense. Just make sure I'm just grabbing those. I'm going to press and hold the control key down on my keyboard and grab just my annual totals for those expenses, and releasing the control key on the keyboard and the mouse. Now I'll go to my insert ribbon again, select pie, make sure it's an exploded 3D pie chart here. And before I do anything else, in the directions it says you've got to move this pie chart to a new worksheet. So to do that, once you've created the pie chart, you've got chart tools that come up here, the design, layout, and format. But if you look on the design tab and look all the way over here to the right where it says move chart, if you click on that, it's going to give you an option of moving the chart to a new worksheet, which is what you want to do. So you click on new sheet, title it pie chart, so that way you don't have to rename your worksheet tab like we did for budget details. It's going to name it automatically for you. And then just click on OK. And it puts it into a new worksheet. And by default, it puts it in front of your budget details, and that's fine. If you want to move it, you can click and drag and move it after the budget details. It's totally up to you. So now that we've got that, we have to add data labels to this so that we know what each piece of the pie represents. So I'm going to click on any piece of the pie, doesn't matter which piece. I'm going to click one time on a piece of the pie, and you'll notice that each piece of the pie gets highlighted. You see the little dots at each corner of the pie? That means they're all active. So now I can right click on any piece of the pie and select Add Data Labels. And what that does, it adds the amounts, yearly amounts there. But in the instructions, it states that you want to show category name, percentages, and leader lines only. You don't want the amounts there. So once again, I'm going to click on any piece of the pie to highlight all of them. I'm going to right click on any piece of the pie. This time I'm going to select Format Data Labels. And now I'm going to deselect the value because I don't want the value shown. But in the directions it says it wants percentages, leader lines, and the category name to show. So I got all three of these boxes checked. I'll click Close. And I'm going to click outside of here. So now you see there's childcare, Visa, car insurance, and so on. That's it. That's all you have to do to create the pie chart and add the data labels. If you have questions about this, contact your instructor.